today I am going to share with you my story on how I successfully ran a beta program. So I'm really going to share with you two things today. One is 4 reasons why you really need to create a beta program for your course or membership. And then I will share my story on the steps that I did and why it was successful and what it basically brought me, okay? So 4 reasons why you need to create, I think you need to create a beta program for your membership or your online course. The number one is that it's going to allow you to validate the idea before you spend big money on a launch. Running a beta program is a great way to test an idea and get real feedback from people that are actually going through the program. Whether you decide to do a paid or a free beta program, this is totally up to you, but I'll give you my take on that. But it's also a great way to validate that there is actually an audience for what you want to teach or sell, okay? And the point of the beta program is really to, one, make sure that that what you have to offer corresponds to an actual need, an actual solution to a problem that exists. 2, that people are willing to pay for it. And I explain to you how you can find that out. 3, that your content is better than anything else out there and that delivers on the promise. Identify where people get stuck and need more help because you're going to ask them as your beta tester, right? And then it's going to allow you to get killer testimonials that you're going to be able to use for your promotion when you do your big launch. And honestly, the reason I did it for myself is also because it's a great way to soft launch the program and not put pressure on you for actually making a lot of money and, you know, doing a big launch and all the pressure that it gives you the first time, okay? So it really allowed you to focus on the content, focus on helping people and getting them results. So that's really the first reason. The second reason is that it's going to allow you to get very valuable feedback to refine your course. So depending on how you run the beta program, there are actually ways, I'll share with you that, with you what I did, to basically gather very valuable feedback so that you can make your content even better, okay? Number 3, it's going to allow you, like I said, to gather testimonial and build case studies. And that is really important when you're going to do your launch and you're going to have your sales page and you're going to have your launch copy and things like that, where you're going to be able to build authority and social proof because you've already got people that have gone through the content and they've got some type of result, okay? And for that to work, you actually need to be very careful on how you choose your beta testers. And again, I'll share with you what I did. And I really can't stress this enough because especially if you're going to offer the beta for free, which is something I don't recommend, you need to make sure that they are not going to shelve the program and just not take the time, right? You need committed people that are willing to commit like right now to go through the content, okay? So for me, I was really clear from the beginning from my beta participant that the goal of the beta was to test the program, to gather testimonial, and to build case studies to prepare for the launch, right? So in exchange, I committed to them to give them extra special attention for the whole duration of the program to make sure that there were no roadblocks for them. And my goals was that they go through the whole program and get the final result, okay? Reason number 4 is that it's going to allow you to evaluate the amount of support that they are going to need. When we build our content, we think we know what people want and how they want it delivered, or we kind of guess, right? But it's not until people actually start going through your content that they're going to tell you, well, you know what, this lesson, you know, it's a bit too overwhelming if it could be broken down. Or some of the feedbacks I got was, can we get accompanying worksheets and checklists that we can print so that we don't have to go back every time and rewatch the video? You know, things that I didn't think about and that, you know, were very valuable that I was able to add later on, okay? So I really found that working with a smaller number of people makes it a lot easier to get to know them and their needs and to adjust to the program accordingly. And I was able to provide extra resources and tutorials for them as they needed it. And I put that in a resources section so that if people need it, they can go. They are not actually part of the core content that they have to go through. Now, in my case, I only chose to pick 10 beta testers because I was able to individually go in and check into each individual project. And the beta test I did was for my course, which is not open right now, called The Power of Memberships. And this is a course where I teach people how to build their own membership, okay? And this is not a program that's open right now. But basically, that's where I really learned, with these 10 people, that I really had to be careful on how I was breaking down the content, because I had a perception of things, but then they told me something different. So I had to redo a bit of those things, okay? So let me share with you now the details of my beta program, because I did something pretty unusual, but that worked really, really well. So what I did is I posted my beta program offer on Facebook in 3 groups that I belong to. Okay, and what it was actually an application to become a beta tester. So I was really clear from the beginning that it needed to be a win-win situation. I was not going to be accepting like just anybody, right? You needed to fit the profile, and the course needed to be what you were looking for, so that it would be a win-win for both of us, okay? Now, the questions in the application were key for me to choose the right people, because knowing where they were struggling, but also knowing their commitment to go through the program. Now, when I sent this, and without sending it to my list, I got 100 applicants. I think the number is like 103 applicants that filled out the survey that applied to be a beta tester. So right there, just by posting a message on 3 Facebook groups that I belong to, I got 100 applicants. So that gave me an idea right there that I probably had something there, right? Now, I was going to take 5 beta testers, and I ended up taking 10 because I kind of felt bad for saying no to so many people. But that alone validated my idea that there was something, there was a problem that needed to be solved, okay? So I selected those 10 people, and I primarily selected them based on their number 1 struggle, which was the tech stuff. Right? Because that's really what I teach in the course. I teach you how to build, right? And they were kind of like paralyzed, like they want to DIY the thing, but they don't know what tool to use, how to set it up, how to link payments. So it was a lot overwhelming for them, but they had a very clear idea of what they wanted, and they had their content ready, or at least the outline of their content ready, and they were clear who they wanted to serve. So what I did is I told them, the price of my beta program is $497 US. But there was a twist to that, because I told them, now you have a way to get your money back. If you go through the course and you produce result, and at the end you have your membership site built. If you agree to provide me feedbacks along the way, so if I see that you actually go through the content week after week and you make progress, and if you allow me to use your work as a case study, all right? So in exchange to that, they get access to the VIP version of my program with my time, because I really got to know each project and help them, making sure that they were never stuck for the whole 6-week duration of the program. And I think I extended it like another 2 or 3 weeks for people that needed extra handholding. Right? And we also had a Facebook group where they could ask questions. They also got a beautiful and functional online course or membership ready to welcome their students, because I provided them with a shell, like a student site that they can go in and customize. So they were really happy about that. They got in exchange the confidence that they can now build another one. And in fact, I got one client who built a second one after what she learned. And they also got the knowledge and the empowering feeling of having full control of this brand new asset for their business, okay? So it really turned out to be a win-win for everyone, and that's exactly how I pictured it. So the result is that I got 10 people go through the program. I refunded the 10 people, but I got 10 great testimonials. I think 3 of them are even video testimonial, and I didn't even ask them that. They got 10 membership sites that were built and ready to go. So some didn't have the content yet and things like that, but they were actually built and functional. And for that reason, I felt really confident that my product was great. I mean, it was good, but with the feedback I got, it became great, and that I was ready to launch. So it really empowered me to say, okay, now I have a good product, I have testimonial, I have social proof, and I can do a real launch. So I honestly don't see any reason why not run a beta program. It's going to put that pressure off your shoulder of like making money with a big launch without knowing what's going to happen. And it's a great way to validate your idea and make those little tweaks before you actually go with the big launch. So now I would like to hear from you. Have you run a beta program? Are you planning to run a beta program? If you are interested in finding out a bit more about how I run this, feel free to PM me on Facebook or to post a comment below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And then again, please share with your friends, give me a thumbs up, and let me know if this was useful. I can certainly talk more about how to actually set up the beta program if you're interested. Just let me know, and I will catch you tomorrow. Bye.